and it's like I had a school in Connecticut that offered me a scholarship. I had a school in Florida. I can't remember the name anymore.
And this was to play basketball.
Yes, and I had a school in Tennessee, you know, and I wanted to go to school in Connecticut, you know. I think it's called Old Farms.
Okay.
And so, but my mom kind of like, I feel like you should go to Tennessee. And I was like, Tennessee is the southeast country. Like, I don't, you know, like I'm a city boy in Nigeria. Like I grew up like out in like downtown kind of environment. And so like, it's just, I didn't want to go, like I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? But like my mom was like, okay, so we'll pray about it, and whatever school, you know, processes your papers first and everything, then that's where you're going to go. You know, and in Tennessee, Davidson Academy, the school in Nashville, processed the papers first. And so my mom was like, see, I told you, God thought you should go to Tennessee. So I listened to my mom and I came, you know, and so, you know, moved in with my foster family. They picked me up from Atlanta. You know,
how does that work with the foster family situation?
So like it's like when the private school in America offers you a scholarship, it's called the I-20 program, and so the program entails that you bring an international student here and you offer them a scholarship, and you have to provide for all of their needs, like housing, foster parents, clothes, scholarship, insurance, everything.
Wow.
You know, and it's a very generous thing for them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna put that under the rug. Like that's really generous. You know. And so that's how I came here. But I was talking to my foster family in Nigeria like through Skype. Like we would Skype and talk. So I had a working relationship with them before I came to America. You know, and so yeah, I came here like a month after I came here. My foster dad, Buck, was like, hey, you should try football. You know, and you know, initially, like, I was like, nah, like, I'm here to play basketball, you know, like, football is not what I came here to do, you know, but I think what really changed the game for me was just understanding and knowing that, hey, you can really play 3 sports and still go and not break a stride in school, you know. I think that's what changed the game, because it's not like that in Nigeria, so I decided to try football, you know, and it's just learning football. It was quite funny, because it's like, it didn't make any sense. You know, I really started learning football because my foster guardians were good to me, and so it's like I started learning football as like kind of like a way of that they've really been kind to me. The least I can do is try. You know what I'm saying?
So you started playing football as a kind of kind gesture because they took you in?
Yeah, it's not like it's a kind gesture. Like I knew ultimately that they were doing it for my own benefit to give me the best opportunity to be successful, but it's like. Yeah, kind of like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like if they weren't kind to me when I first got to America, then you know what I'm saying, I'll be probably way more stubborn to even try. Cause it's like it's a complete change of plans. Like I had never seen a football in my life. I've never watched a clip. I've never seen shoulder pads or helmets on TV, on the internet, anything. I've never seen anything football. I've never seen a football field on TV. Like, there's no satellite in Nigeria or no cable that shows football in Nigeria. It's non-existent. Do you get what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, and so you and
that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's a whole new sport. So I don't know enough about it to actually care about it at that point.
It was a foreign language.
Yes, I don't know enough about it to care about it. But because they were good people to me, I was like, that's the least I can do. You know, and so when you meet people and they're good to you, and you're in a new country where you don't really understand how things work, at least you know one thing, I can trust these people. And so if I'm gonna try something new, it has to be something new they suggest. You know what I'm saying? So like, if it was a stranger, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, it's a testament to who they are and how kind they were to me, you know. And so, you know, I tried football, you know. Eventually I started liking the game for myself.
How hard were those first practices?
I mean, it was in the summer. It wasn't even like real team practice yet.
Yeah.
So I had like 2-3 months to like. So I started working. My first pass set was as a tackle. My foster dad still has the video. Like you could literally see me. I was like 215 pounds, 220 pounds at most. You know, like I was a completely different person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I started working on pass sets and everything, and you know, I would get. One of my big bros, like Antonio Richardson, you know, he played at UT Knoxville. had opportunity to get drafted really high, but just injuries kind of derailed his path, and so he didn't make it, you know what I'm saying, because of knee injuries. But then he taught me football, you know what I'm saying, like he would sit me down, like we would watch TV, the first NFL game I ever watched was Dallas Cowboys. The first college team I ever watched on TV was UT Knoxville, because the guy who taught me football went to UT Knoxville and played football. My foster dad went to UT Knoxville and played football. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then when I first got an offer from UT Knoxville, I thought I was going to go to UT Knoxville. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately that didn't work out. So like my first few weeks learning football and a month learning football, it was like, it's kind of like classroom kind of work, like how do you identify this front? Is this 4 down? Is 3 down? Like what, over, under, what are they doing? So football was more like classroom than just a feel-good thing. But eventually, as I really got to understand just what it is that offensive linemen do and what it is that a tackle does, I didn't choose left tackle for the money. I chose left tackle because it resonated with who I was. Like I'm somebody who takes pride in being dependable. I'm somebody who takes pride in being relied on. You know what I'm saying? And because that's what I did in basketball. I was a defensive guy. I wasn't a guy to score 100 points or 40, 50 points a game, but I give you 15, 16 rebounds. I give you 4 or 5 blocks. I give you 5 assists, and I give you 12, 15 points. But I will literally shipwreck the other team's offense single-handedly. You know what I'm saying? I could guard 1 to 5. Great feet, great length. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'7", but I'm so long I could guard a power forward or center if I had to. And so it's just kind of like I've always put my team before me, and I'm a family-oriented person. You know what I'm saying? And so being an offensive lineman, those things just resonated. So I really fell in love with being an offensive lineman, and that guided me to falling in love with football, if it makes any sense. Like, that's really how it happened, honestly.
And the decision to choose football over basketball happened when and why?
But it happened, I think when it happened right before the season for my junior year. Because truth be told, I picked up football really fast, way faster than I thought I would. Like, everybody was surprised that I was picking up football. Like, I started watching NFL on Sundays, and I actually knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like new and exciting, and so like I really, really dug into it. And so, but I chose football because it's just like, it's just one of those. It gave me one of those feelings that it's like I know it, but nobody else does. But that's like, I knew that I was good at football, but also like I knew that football just was more of who I was. Like, basketball is a great sport, but basketball has a way of making you relevant sometimes, no matter how good you are. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I never liked about basketball. I love the game of basketball, but I hate how priority is given to just the guys who score 50 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy can have 10 points, 7 blocks, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and it's like, they'll just put up the guy that had 35 points with no other stat. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of how the basketball is wired, and it's just like, it's great, but it's not ultimately how it doesn't fit. Football fit better into who I was than basketball did. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I chose football, and I was in love with being an offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't scared of contact. I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? That just, because it's like I played defensive basketball, I was a physical guy already, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's just kind of like how I like kind of chose football. It was like my junior year, that's when I chose football, and I was like, I feel like this is the better sport for me because I just feel more whole and complete. And it's like the locker room, like having 15 guys in the locker room and having 100 guys, or high school, 50 guys in the locker room, it was just like, I needed that in that moment. Like, I was new to America, you know what I'm saying? Like, I needed community. I needed people that, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of 50 guys, surely you can find 10, 11, 15 guys you really, really rock with. In basketball, out of 15 guys, you'd be lucky to find 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, football just kind of, like, made me more whole than basketball, And then add to the fact that I knew that I was really good. Like, I knew that I had a chance to be really, really special in football, And so put it all together, I chose football, I really really, like, the first time it ever crossed my mind, I never thought about making it to the pros the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I remember the summer before my senior year, I went to the Nike camp, the opening. You know, I was competitive. I love football. You know, and all of those things. But it's like I remember just going to the opening, and I was like, okay, I'm going to the NFL. Like, it was just like switch went off. Like, I'm going to the NFL, and like nothing's gonna get in my way. I'm going to the NFL. That happened like the summer before my senior year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
And you started playing football when?
a year prior. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like I think one of the weirdest things about me in football is just it doesn't make any sense how quick I picked up football. Like it really doesn't. Like but by the time I got into college, like I really was able to like I picked up the offense in college in my freshman year. And the offense in Memphis was very complex, very complex. You know, especially as a tackle, you had a lot of responsibilities. My redshirt year was more of development for me physically because I didn't lift weights in Nigeria. I had 1 year, 1.5 year, or 1 year of real weightlifting in high school. And so like I definitely had a lot of growing and getting stronger to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To be able to get ready and physically be who I need to be out there. So that was more of what my redshirt freshman year is. But just going back to your question, you know, that's when I chose football. That's when I really I was like football is the better path for me. You know what I'm saying? And that was my junior year in high school. That was like probably like 6 months or like 4 months after kind of like, because it's like I had the option of going to the big time basketball camps in the summer, and I was like, no, I'd rather stay and work on football because I already know how to play basketball. I could play basketball, I could play basketball during the season, and then, you know, if after giving football a shot this season, my junior year, if I don't like it, then my senior year is all basketball, spring, summer, fall, you know. But obviously before I got to that point, football kind of got a hold of my heart, and that's how it is. And